Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Action. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about the whole world of editing videos. Video editing specifically, according to Media College, is a process of manipulating and rearranging video shots to create a new work. Editing is usually considered to be one part of the post-production process. Other post-production tasks include titling, color correction, sound mixing, and more. Purposes. You're probably wondering why we edit videos. I mean, we could totally just put some clips together or make the effort to film accurate stuff so that we eliminate the thought of editing. Well, sad truth about the real world, it doesn't work like that. Editing eases the process of creating a film and also helps to make the film look better. So, what are the purposes? First of all, storytelling. Editing engages the viewer into watching the video playing in front of them. It also develops a sense of drama into the atmosphere created in the video. Storytelling always involves a genre, and editing can help convey that genre. Secondly, combining shots into a sequence. Through editing, video clips can be put into a logical order with ease, without having to shoot the scenes in order of which they occur in the final film. Confusing? For example, you are a film director, and you have a scene in location A, B, and C, and your script has scenes in the following order. Scene 1, location B. Scene 2, location A. Scene 3, location B. And Scene 4, location C. This would be extremely hectic to do without the tool of editing because you'd have to go back and forth from one location to another. Good way to lose weight though. Thirdly, creating pace. Along with putting clips into a sequence, which already brings an element of built pace into the picture, the way a video is edited can help to create a certain mood and build a psychological or emotional pace that relates to the storyline than actually the look of the video itself. Conventions and techniques. What are conventions? Well, the strange word simply means a generally accepted way of doing something. When you're completing a school-related task, you're expected to have some sort of work ethic and complete it in a widely accepted way, which could be taking into account the social sensitivity of the country and culture you live in, or even following the rules your teacher sets out for the class when doing the task. Seamless or continuity editing. This is a method of using continuous shots that are somewhat related to show some consistency in the progression of the video. Here's an example of it in action. As you can see, the following clip starts exactly from where the previous clip stops, even though the angle and the shot type changes. It is barely noticeable and creates this seamless look. 180-degree rule. This refers to an imaginary line that cuts through the middle of a scene from side to side with respect to the camera. If the camera shots are all taken from one side, then the shots create more of a seamless edit. For example, if there are two people having a conversation, then the shots used should only be from one side. This way the characters stay in the same position, which again helps suspend the audience's belief. Parallel editing or cross-cutting. This is an editing technique used to establish action occurring at the same time and usually in the same place. In a cross-cut, the camera will cut away from one action to another, and this helps the audience understand that these two scenarios are happening simultaneously. But this does not occur in all cases. Through the use of cross-cutting, the audience understands that these two scenes are happening at the same time, even though they are in different locations. Transitions. A transition is a visual effect used to help the progression of one clip to another. One type of transition is cut, and this is the most common type. It is an instant change from one shot to the next. In this case, there is no visual effect at all. It's an abrupt end from one shot to the next. It is a sudden, I think you get the idea. Next is the dissolve or crossfade, and it is simply a gradual fade from one shot to the next one. Another type is fade, and this transition fades the shot to a single color, usually black or white. Fade to and fade from black is extremely common in TV and film. The wipe transition is when one shot is changed to another through a geometric pattern. From straight lines to complex shapes, wipes often have a colored border to help differentiate the shots during the transition. Cutaway. This technique involves inserting a view of another clip by interrupting a continuous flow of action. The cutaway shot does not necessarily contribute any dramatic content of its own, but is used to help the editor assemble a longer sequence with various clips in hand. Point of view. This is one of my favorite techniques And this is where the camera shows what the character is looking at through their perspective. Either the camera is placed on the actor's body, head or upper chest area, or the cameraman himself acts as a character in the video. Cutting to soundtrack. Cutting to soundtrack simply means cutting to soundtrack. To say that a film has used this technique would be when the shots have cut to the music, say whenever a drum is hit or a trumpet changes its note. This is mostly used in film or TV trailers. Now, technology has brought us quite far when talking about the look of films. In present time, there are so many techniques out there that whatever I've said till now barely scratches the surface. In camera editing, this is where, instead of editing the shots into a sequence later on after shooting, like my alphabetical scenario earlier, the director or cinematographer shoots the scenes in the strict order set on in the script or storyboard. The process takes a lot of planning so that the shots are filmed in the precise order they will be presented in. Following the action. When there's a big action scene such as a car chase, a camera on a tripod wouldn't work because a camera needs to be able to move freely. Using a camera mounted on a cart on a track for a dolly or tracking shot helps to ease the following of action in a film. Manipulation of diegetic time and space. First of all, what is diegesis? It is a style of fiction storytelling where the narrator tells the audience what the world of the character's life is like. The narrator is like an omniscient entity, commenting on the stories of the characters. With that said, the manipulation of diegetic entities refers to the different techniques that directors use to change space and time, in which cannot be done in real life. Scenes can be shortened and summarized, shown in a sort of montage or mashup. What took a week in the storyline could be shown in a montage of a minute. Analog and digital. Analog. The word itself sounds old, and let me tell you, the process is old. And it involved cutting down film negatives and placing them in order by hand. It then went through a machine called the moviola, which was a device that allows the film editor to view the film while editing. With digital editing, editing a film or any video is faster and more efficient. The film clips are imported into the software used, then put onto a timeline and trimmed, with effects added as well. The only handwork you do is moving a mouse around and using those great keyboard shortcuts. That is basically all you need to know about video editing. At least for the theory part, you have to go and learn how to use the software now. But tune in next week and I'll be editing a film trailer with pre-shot scenes, and you can do it with me too! Thanks for watching. Lights, camera, action.